DeaconLIve.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Oh, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLIve.
DeaconLIve.
Live.
Well,
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, an Uber ride gets really, really out of hand. And also, what are words that we're removing now from our beauty products? And don't like your body? Just remove it and get a new one. And what is returning to Taco Bell after years and years and years of not being on the menu? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on DeaconLIve. How are you? How are things? How are things going? You doing okay? Hey, are you enjoying the weather? How about that? You know, everyone says, how's the weather out there? Great. It's fabulous. Hold on, I'm going to write something down here before I forget. Put that there, and we're good to go. All right. So, weather's awesome out there. Everything's looking good. My grass is looking good. The lawn's looking good. I'm getting happy. I'm not walking around in mush anymore on the property. And I just like to say, welcome to spring. They said, what are the 6 more weeks of winter? I'm hoping I'm not seeing it. I'm hoping that we're going to sneak by, and he was wrong. Punxsutawney Phil is wrong, and we're going to sneak by, and maybe a couple states will get some winter and stuff. And I know some guy was out there ice skating, and he had a bad accident. We'll get into that story here in a little bit as well. So this past week we had International Women's Day. Now hold on, before I continue, I just like to go on record saying, big applause for International Women's Day. But on the other hand, I'm torn. I'm confused as far as the way society and everything is approaching this, or lack thereof approaching this. When we've been so bombarded with a whole bunch of other stuff, with gender neutral this and Mr. Potato Head this and Mrs. Potato Head this and all that stuff, I just don't understand. And I was talking to IT Dan, and I was asking him, about, what is his opinion on this, and he said, we as men have screwed up so much stuff. We have, for the most part. It's great that we honor these women that have been empowered, that have taken over and done great things in a short length of time. If you think about it, I mean, in some people's lifetime, women weren't allowed to vote. They're getting older in age, but I mean, it's like, the last surviving World War II vet. There were some women that were out there or still living that weren't around where women, let's see, when was women allowed to vote? Women's right to vote. So 1920. So, they might not be 100. Well, there's a couple 100-year-old out there, but still, even 15 years ago, there were still women that understood that women weren't allowed to vote until the 1920s. And so we celebrate International Women's Day, which is great. I applaud it. I do all that stuff, but that's with my right hand. I'm applauding with my right hand. But on the left hand, I've got a group of people that say we need to make all bathrooms gender neutral. Well, how can you do that and then turn around on the same sentence and say Happy International Women's Day? And there's no uproar. There's no, we need to stop that. We need to change the title of that. We need to remove that from our books. That's not, who I am or what I am. It's a confusing situation. And so I just threw it out there, with everything, male, female, all that stuff. It just really confused me because I didn't see a blip. I didn't hear, we need to stop it. I didn't see a protest march. I didn't see any kind of, CNN, the talking heads beating on the desk saying, we need to fix this. And, 2 + 2 is 4, and that's racist. I didn't see those. I didn't see the negative, the negative draw to International Women's Day. And I have nothing wrong with it. There's nothing. My wife is a very, very high up in what she does. She's a very, very, I don't want to say powerful woman. That's not a good word to use, but she is a very well-respected person in her line of work. And I applaud any woman from washing dishes to, running a multi-billion dollar corporation. I applaud you all. But so that was it. I was just like, International Women's Day. Yay. Mr. Potato Head, bad. You need no more Mister. I was just confused about the whole situation because it was in the same news cycle and one either washed out the other or something. I don't know. Now, as you know, I go to shop at Walmart. Speaking of toys, and I go shopping at Walmart regularly, frequently, once a week. And I like to walk around the aisles and look at stuff and touch stuff. Stuff that I haven't, I'll walk down certain aisles. I'm like, I haven't gone down this aisle in a while. Maybe they got something new down this aisle. And I'll walk down there and see if there's something, of course, what the quote-unquote word is you can't live without. So I walk down the one aisle and I come across this little, all right, I'm in the toy aisle. And I'm looking at Legos. I like the Legos. I like to see what's going on with them and stuff. And then to get to the Lego aisle, I had to cut through the doll section. I didn't think anything of it. I just said, here's the doll section. I kind of walked through and, they're always rotating stuff on the shelf. And I came across this picture here. Now, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video so you can see it in real time of what we're doing here in the studio. We got multiple cameras around here. And you can see my computer monitor at the same time on your screen. I had some people saying, I look really good in 1080 DP. I hope that was a compliment on their smart TV. So, yeah, you can watch all these on your smart TV. So here I am, and I'm walking down the aisle. You know what a doll looks like, and the box that a doll comes in. It's usually the same width and same height as the doll, and it's open in the front, maybe some plastic on the front so the little kids can't stick their fingers in there and take any kind of like bracelets or something off the doll if the doll's got that on it. But these dolls right here are called My Life As dolls. And I looked at them, I said, wow, this is really, really a step in a good direction. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like going, why have I not heard about these, or have they not made the news feed? And if you're not familiar with what they are, I'm gonna let this young lady right here, her YouTube channel talks all about them. So here she goes right now.
And then there's a whole bunch of My Life As dolls in Walmart stores and also on Walmart.com. And there's one My Life As doll that, there's a couple. I showed you the survivor doll, the cancer survivor doll. I think it's really cool that you can get her in stores because normally you have to order those, online. So I think it's really cool that a child that's going through chemotherapy can go to Walmart and actually pick out their own doll. Like, that was just special to me. There's another doll that they make that's really, really unique. And she's a gymnast with a prosthetic leg. Because, there's a whole, Paralympics world out out
and there's a picture of her with the leg.
People who compete and do amazing things in the Olympics with prosthetics, with different, disabilities and struggles. And I just think that is so cool. It's not just the doll with the prosthetic. She's a gymnast with a prosthetic leg. That is so, so, so awesome. So anyway, today I am going to show you just a few. I've got 1, 2, 3 versions, so three types of dolls, and then I've got them in 2 different versions.
Okay, so this is this young lady's YouTube channel is called My World. I Refuse to Grow Up, and I came across this, and she's explaining the My Doll. It's My Life As collection. My life as this, or cancer patient, or cancer survivor, or missing a leg, or whatever. So I'm walking down. I had no idea that these were out there. So I'm walking down the aisle, getting over to the Legos, my kind of stuff, all the space Legos. God, they're so expensive. And I come across this shelf that's got a whole bunch of My Life little doll wheelchairs and little doll that are all dressed up in different ways and stuff. And I kind of took a picture of it, and I was like, wow, this is really interesting. This is a big, bold step, is what I'm thinking, right? So post it on the Facebook feed, and I posted on the Instagram feed, and you guys can follow us as well. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com, click on the social contact section, and you can see all the places that we post all of our stuff, all the different links. I don't have time to sit there and give you all the names. Just click the icon that you want to follow us on and go from there. So I posted this on our Facebook page, and it's got, a couple of wheelchairs. Very proud of these wheelchairs for dolls. They're $24.88 for the freaking wheelchairs. They're little plastic, little alloyed or whatever. They look pretty safe. They don't look like they have sharp edges or anything. And of course, here come the comments. Had 26 comments all in total about these dolls. And someone, a friend of mine goes, "Oh, big question is, what are you doing in that aisle?" And I said, I'm doing this. And a good friend of ours from New Orleans, Michelle, she said, politically sensitive. I've seen these type of dolls along these lines before. And I said, well, wow, it just stopped me. And I replied to her, Michelle, I just saw them and stopped me in my tracks. I wanted to see them. Let's see. And then she said, I think they're trying to, be cognizant of those with disabilities as well. And I said, I agree. I agree with that. And I said, I even went so far as to look to see if the dolls were missing like a leg or an arm, prosthetic, to see how far they were in the stores. I'm sure you can get them online. And Michelle replied, of course, you were very thorough with your investigation. And that was it. And then people, oh my God, those are cool, $25. Wow, it's a lot of money. And then you go down the thing here, and this one young lady right here, I won't give her name. I don't want to embarrass her. And she goes, well, Deacon from the DeaconLIve podcast and Profit Radio, she spelled profit wrong. She spelled it like money. It's not money. It's profit. PROPHET radio. You're making fun of the fact that kids with disabilities deserve to have a doll that looks like them? ? And I said, no, I never made fun of it. Just pointing out that I didn't know what these were and that they were out there. She replies and saying, I think we have different opinions or definitions about making fun. And then she circles the part that I said about I looked to see if they were missing arms or legs. Well, no. I didn't make fun of that. So later on, I finally got a hold of her. I don't know if I shut her up or whatever. And I said, hold on, what did I say? So my answer to her about her saying that I was making fun of them missing an arm or leg, I said, well, what's wrong with that? I was looking for if they were missing an arm or leg. If they are handicapped, I was looking. No fun was being made. How you interpret what I wrote is based on how you read it. So in your mind, you say, oh, he's posting a picture of a doll in a wheelchair. He must be making fun of him. Oh, you're looking for a missing arm or leg. He must be making fun of him. This negative mentality that, hey, because you're pointing this out and bringing it to the show front or whatever, the world on the social media window, you're making fun of it. I'm like, what are you? These are the people out there that are yelling at, get Mr. Potato Head off of being a Mr. Potato Head. And I was like, oh, hold on. And then, of course, the fan base kicks in and kind of, I think, muffled her and muffled her comment. And I think she went away. But I didn't do anything. I just said, hey, look, these are really, really cool. I think they're a great idea in a society where everyone wants to have something that looks like them or is, represents them. I think the handicapped dolls, and they're called, hold on, let me look at the name again. They are called My Life as Dolls. My Life as, as dolls. And there's a bunch you can order online. So if you know someone that's going through, a child or something that's going through something in the hospital, medical procedure, cancer, anything like that, they have dolls based on that. And Walmart has picked up their collection, and they've got a few small selections in the store, but they've got a lot of them online. So I figured I'd just bring that to people's attention because you might not know that they're out there. And they're underneath the Walmart flag. I think Target and all of them have it as well. So check those out. All right, when we come back, we'll dive into the show. And I'm gonna say we're gonna get light and fluffy. I'm gonna try to get light and fluffy. I know I've been beating you up for the last couple of weeks, but that's just the way the news feed's going. But I'll do the best I can, and we'll all remain friends at the end of this. So you're listening to Deacon Live right here on Profit Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social contacts and stuff. And the way you do that is go to Profit Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on social contacts, and you'll see all the little icons of Facebooks, all the different podcatchers that we have out there. Make sure you click on some of those and send them to your friends. Like, share, comment, all the stuff that links us to you and you to us as well. Now, we broadcast live from the Queen City studio, located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Now, on the same lines as far as gender neutralization, which I don't want to say it's a bad word, but that's what everyone's calling it, so I'm going to stick with the moniker that they're putting on it right now. Here in Raleigh, North Carolina, public schools in North Carolina will switch from showing the legal name of students on most state records to the chosen name of the student. So remember we used to fill out like an application or something at school, or filling out something, and it always had, name, date and birth and all that stuff. But one of the things that was on there was kind of weird, that they had nickname. So, I'd put Deacon on there, and then nickname, I'd always go, well, some people just call me Deke, and I just put, D-E-A-K or C or something like that. And that was it. I thought that was my nickname. But some people would put, my name's William, but I go by Billy or Billy Bob or something like that. So they put nickname on there. Well, right now they're removing the nickname part and putting in replace preferred name. North Carolina Department of Public Instructions told school districts on Friday that it is the Students Information System will display a preferred name that will now be used on most records. LGBTQ groups pushed for the change. They said that using the legal name harmed transgendered children or students emotionally and put them at risk of being outed. This really protects the privacy of the transgendered students and respects their identity. It respects who they are rather than the misgendering or misidentifying them. Students' chosen name will be used on most records. This includes state reports, student report cards, and teachers' grade books. The only report that will display the child's legal name is the official state student transcripts. So, for example, the example I gave, if it's Billy and he wants to be, or William, he wants to be Billy, then I guess Billy's his preferred name. But if it's William and wants to be called Anna, so now he's Anna. So he's Anna, Smith at the end of the thing. And so that will go on all the transcripts. And that's what they're doing here in North Carolina. Good idea, bad idea? I'm not sure how that comes to be. I think a lot of kids are going to take advantage of that. Whether they're, how kids are. My preferred name, my real name is Lester Monocle Haberdash. My preferred name is Poopy McPoopy Shitty Poopy Face Junior. They'll take advantage of that or make up some kind of name. Think of all the little punk ass kids that do that. You know what I'm talking about. You went to school with them. You know who they are. You probably have some in your workplace right now that would put some kind of preferred name on there that was stupid. No, you got to call me by that. All right. Galactic Lord, Overlord of all creatures, being. Can you give me that STP report? But that's what they're doing in North Carolina as of this Friday coming up. Because they're getting ready to open up the schools. They're ready to get everyone out there. Have those kids running around. We have nice, beautiful weather here in North Carolina. Went out and mowed my lawn. It was nice. Got the mower out there. Fired that thing up. Drove it around. It was good. Had my headphones on. Listening to my music. Drinking a nice cold beer and, sitting back and enjoying my lawn. How Hank Hill and taking care of his lawn and stuff. Another thing that's happening right now in the same motif as putting a preferred name on your school papers. Unilever is dropping some of the words from their product lines. Hold on, let me switch screens here. Is this the new normal? Unilever is stripping the word normal from its marketing language for its beauty and personal care products in a bid to make over the brands more inclusive. The customer goods whose portfolio includes Dove, Axe, Tresemme, is it Tresemme? That's it. And Vaseline announces on Tuesday unveiling plans that they will for a new positive beauty vision for its brand advertising. Within a year, the word normal will be pulled from packaging for at least 200 products, Associated Press reports. Thank you, Associated Press. Good job. Marketing for hair and skin products is traditionally used language like for normal skin or for normal hair. But global study said that Unilever found that the term normal as a descriptor for face and hair and all that stuff offends 56% of the people feel that it's a negative term. Gauging opinion, of course, they polled over 10,000 people in 9 countries and learned that 70% believe the word normal on the product packages is negative and says that we do not all fit in one type package, one type mold. Other added words that they're going to be removed, I guess that's kind of weird to say, will no longer alter its personal. They will also remove the person's body shape, size, proportion, or skin color and feature more models from a diverse group who are underrepresented. Other added features, they will no longer alter a person's body shape, size, proportion, or skin color, and features that models a diverse and going towards modeling a diverse group of people who are underrepresented. Unfortunately, normal has been used for such a long time in beauty and industry to create standards that only apply to a narrow group of people and describe products that don't address specific needs. In June, Unilever announced that they will also be pulling the term whitening, lightening, and fair from some of its marketing material as well. As a push, the company will rename Fair and Lovely product line sold in India to Glow and Lovely, following backlash that the brand was perpetrating a negative stereotype against darker skin tones. So there you go. I mean, I don't know. When I pick something out, as far as like makeup or hair or something like that, when I look at normal, half the time I don't even read it, You just want, hey, I want my hair to look like this. And if the picture on the bottle looks like the hair that I want to have, I'm buying that product. I don't want to look at normal. What is normal? What is normal to you? Well, normal to me might not be normal for you. So they're removing that word. I understand that. But, if I've got dandruff, like the other day, my wife goes, Deacon, you've got some dandruff going. I go, yeah, I've been using a knockoff shampoo. Well, you need to get back to the dandruff control. All right, so I'm going back to the dandruff control. What do? I walk in the store, dandruff control. Boom, that's what I want. If I want my hair silky and glowy, I buy the thing that says silky and glow. If I want my hair to be bold and beautiful, buy the thing that says bold and beautiful. The guy who invented hair shampoo doubled his income by replacing or adding 2 words: rinse and repeat. It's a joke there. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, they're removing that from the products. Was it bothering you before? I can see if you're literally sitting there and reading the directions for normal skin and normal, if you want to be just like everyone else on the planet, and if you want to be just normal and accepted by everyone in the universe, you need to normally put this on your body normally every day for normally about 4 or 5 years. And then when that doesn't happen, and you can just blame yourself because you're not normal. End of story, right? I don't know. I don't know if a couple little words like that would bother me. I think of the bottle right there on the front said for normal hair. That was the title. I would have a problem with that. But if it says if you want normal, natural flowing hair, because obviously you're not buying it because your hair is already a certain condition, a certain state of disarray. So I don't know. That's where we're getting. That's where we're being pushed at. Your hair products going away. All the normal words. Well, if you don't like your body at all, and if you're just fed up with your body totally, stick around because this thing right here has the answer. You're listening to DeaconLIve right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to DeaconLIve. You can be part of the show at any time, any podcast that you hear now or in past podcasts that we do. You can be part of the show. The way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on the little blue bar at the very bottom right-hand side of the page. It has a little microphone on it. Click on that. opens up a microphone on your screen there. And don't worry, I'm not going to hack your stuff. I ain't got enough time to do all that stuff. You can speak right into your tablet, your smartphone, your devices, whatever you're listening to us at, and it comes right here to our inbox. And you can talk about past podcasts. If you have a question, I'll answer it. And you can just say, hey, we love you, we hate you, or something neutral, something gender neutral, you could say to that, me as well. And that's the Be Heard section. Just click on Prophet Radio, go to Be Heard. Now, for those of you living in, I'm a Florida boy, born and raised, born in Orlando, Florida, lived there all my life up until about 8 years ago, and now I'm living in just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. That's where we broadcast from. I think the town population is probably 2,500 people. It's a lot of chicken farmers out here. We have 22 some odd acres. We have horses, we have cattle, we have chickens as well, and we have livestock. And so, yeah, that's our... that's what we do out here in North Carolina. But one thing I do miss living in Orlando is going to Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal Studios. Well, I have good news for those people that sometimes travel all over the United States to go to Orlando for this event. Universal Studios Orlando Halloween Horror Nights will return in 2021. And don't forget, if you bought your tickets in 2020 and it was canceled, all the 2020 tickets also will be honored. Universal Studios says Halloween Horror Night will be happening in 2021. Florida Parts Makeup made this announcement on its website. The annual Halloween event was canceled for the first time last year, and the event this year will take place September 3rd all the way to October 31st. I'm hoping that we can get down there and see it. One of the theme sets for this year is the 1988 movie Beetlejuice. So if you don't know what goes on down at Universal Studios, you have Universal Studios and you have Islands of Adventure. So Universal Studios, they completely, after 6 o'clock, they kick everyone out. Get out of here! And then they redo the whole, or click on the lights on the fog machines and everyone gets in character. And there's usually 7 to 10 spooky houses that are all themed. And it's a great time. Holy mackerel. I think one of the first dates my wife and I went on was over at Universal Studios. Actually, I take that back. It was the second date we ever went on. And we went on a first date, and then I didn't call her back. I didn't think she liked me. And vice versa. And she called me like 3-4 days later. She's like, hey, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm actually getting ready to book my tickets for my annual Universal Studios Halloween. She's like, oh, I've never been. Oh, you've never been to Halloween Horror Nights? No. Would you like to go? Yeah, this is our second date. I said, well, I'm just letting you know, I take a taxi out there. I get really, really hammered. I get really, really scared and really, really stupid. And then I take a taxi home. I'd love to do that. All right. And then fast forward, she's my wife now. So there you go. Keep up with me. You're pretty good. Now, with everything opening up, sporting events are getting a little bit more active. We're not seeing virtual reality, I think the NASCAR does virtual reality racing. Some of the stadiums are opening up. We just had the Super Bowl where I think they were at like 25% capacity. Well, soccer's no different. So now the people in the soccer and, over in Europe, they call it the football. They're excited too because they've got games playing. Everyone can play now and get out there and run around and stuff. So everyone's excited. So on ESPN radio, a soccer journalist was smashed by a falling wall on the set of a live TV show this past Tuesday. But somehow the guy miraculously escaped without injury. Now, if you want to see what's going on here, you can go to Prophet Radio. Click on the DeaconLIve section. For every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well, and you can see this in real time. So here's the video of the actual event. Now, bear with me because it's all in Spanish. So all our people overseas that speak Spanish and stuff, and some of our people here in the United States, translate for our non-Spanish speaking people. So they're sitting there, and the guy, it's the big horseshoe where they have all the commentators, past experienced people, kind of like the football, NFL football set up here in the United States. So they're all sitting around, and the guy on the far left-hand side is kind of reading his notes. He's out of the conversation. He's not really talking or anything. The whole entire wall fell down, and you could see his neck get snapped back. Hold on, you ready?
Como por ejemplo, lo que ha ocurrido hoy en la Liga de Campeones con la eliminación de la vecchia señora de la Juve, cuando todo el mundo... ¡Ay, no! No, tranquilo. Me reventé. Tranquilo. Bueno, vamos a hacer una pequeña pausa, ya regresamos. Tranquilo. Señora de la Juve, cuando todo el mundo...
Ooh.
No, tranquilo. Me reventé.
That one's good. Tranquilo.
Vamos a hacer una pequeña pausa, ya regresamos.
We'll be right back. The thing came down and it looked huge. It looks like it smashed him. Carlos Orduz, O-R-D-U-Z, the analyst, in just seconds it appears on the ESPN radio network. He was blindsided by a piece of set that clearly had not been secured properly. Fell right on him. And you wonder what happened to him? Well, here he is. Carlos, in his native tongue, is going to tell you what happened. Oops.
Bueno, buenas noches. Un saludo especial. Soy Carlos Orduz. Con respecto al incidente que sucedió esta noche al arranque de nuestro programa de ESPN Radio, quiero decirles que estoy bien. Ya me revisaron, no pasó absolutamente nada aparte del susto, mucha tranquilidad. Les agradezco la solidaridad, todos los mensajes y quiero decirles que mire, estoy bien. Muchas gracias a todos. Un saludo especial.
So what he said was, they've already checked me out. Absolutely nothing happened apart from the scare. He said, I must tell you that I'm fine. Thank God and amen is what he said. So there you go. But how scary is that? You know, you're just sitting there, mind your own business, doing your job. You're all excited to get back to work. And then what happens? Boom, thing falls on you. You could have died. That would have been it. That would have, boom, he would have been dead. Beauty care products, and if you don't like what you got going on, you go out and buy a beauty care product and you fix your hair, you fix your makeup. I mean, that's what it's for. You know, it's to make yourself feel better. But sometimes you wish you could just start over fresh altogether. Like you're like me right now. I know I'm probably 15 to 20 pounds heavier than I should be because it's just the way we are right now. I normally go out there and I go to the gym and I try to play basketball on a regular basis. But out here in the middle of nowhere, I ain't got no one to play basketball with. Normally I go to a gym or something where it's pickup game and all that stuff, but I can't do it as much. Even our gyms now here in North Carolina, you have to put the face mask on. So if I could start my body all over, just keep my head, some people will go, no, lose the head and keep the body. If I could just keep my head and just start my whole body over again and regrow it and just start over, that would be great, right? Well, that'd be awesome. And this character right here is actually doing it. A PhD student at Nara Women's University in Japan was spending an ordinary day in the lab when she noticed something unusually happening. I'm not even going to attempt this lady's name or this person's name. I don't know if it's a man or woman. Scientist Yoichi Yasuwa, in the lab, raises sea slugs from the eggs to study their traits and behaviors. One day, one of the sea slugs under study detached its head from its body, but the head continued to move. I thought the poor slug would die soon, the student says. But that's not what happened. Instead, a severed head continued to move, according to the press article published at Science Daily. After a few days, the wound at the back of its head healed. After a week, the heart had reformed. After 3 weeks, the slug had a whole brand new body. It was really happening. I was relieved that I found that it could regenerate its whole body, the scientist said. So let's see. Here's a video. Let's see if it's... Yeah, the sea slug detached its head from its actual body. He's crawling around, like doing sluggy stuff. And just left his body behind. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go do something else. I really put on some weight there. The slug first observed was a species of all these big words. Sea slug called Alicia marginiata. The slug's feat was an example of autonomy is an example of autonomy, the process in which an animal voluntarily jettisons a part of its body and regenerates it. This has been observed through arthropods, gastropods, amphibians, and lizards, but usually involves a limb or a tail. We believe that this is the most extreme form of autonomy and regeneration in nature. The researchers still don't know why the slug does this. One possibility is that they are trying to remove internal parasites attacking their bodies. Which would make sense. I can't get them out of me. Fucking, the whole thing's gone off. The how of the operation is also a mystery. Researchers suspect to have a stem cell at the end of their necks to make it possible for them to regenerate their whole entire bodies, according to the Cell Press. All right, so there you go. If you want to study this, go to CNN. All right, so yeah, on ecowatch.com, a sea slug can actually remove its head from its body, live for a day or two while it reproduces a heart. You got to have a heart and then some kind of organs. I guess it doesn't eat. Maybe it stores up enough food for a while, and then it reproduces a whole nother body. But that's very interesting. Maybe that could lead to us regenerating. We talked about in the beginning of the show, someone who's lost a leg, lost an arm. Maybe this could help us regenerate those limbs that we're missing. I don't know. It's interesting, but that's how science works. It makes you think about stuff. All right, we come back. Being that everyone's out on the road and driving around and stuff, or we're a little bit more free as far as getting out and stuff. Uber drivers, they still get a bad rap. They're still getting a bad rap. And this story right here, I want your opinion on what happened. I'll tell you what happened and see if this was fair game for the actual confrontation that happened. We have video and audio from both ends. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. If you want some free swag from the station here, all you got to do is email me at Deacon. Email me. Hold on. Let's start that over. Oh, God. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want some free swag from the station? Of course you do. And the way you get that is go to your email box. Email me at deacon@prophetradio.com. That's PROPHET radio. And put in the subject line, free swag. We'll get you some free swag here from the radio station and also the podcast as well. Now, while you're over at Prophet Radio, make sure you like us, subscribe to us, and do all the stuff that links us to you and you to us through our social contact section. You can see all the icons in that as well. Now, all you out there listening to us, driving around, hopefully, hands-free, I like these cars, and there's a warning out there for all these people driving these cars right now. I really like these cars. They started out as a little Matchbox car, and they've actually stepped up their game, and some of the cars that they have now are quite luxurious. Kia says that one of the company's 380,000 recalled vehicles should be parked right now and gotten out of. And when you park the car, make sure you park it outside away from your house. That's because a potential engine compartment fire is at risk of catching on fire. Some Sportage SUVs made between 2017 and 2021, as well as cadenzas from 2017 to 2019, have a short circuit in the hydraulic electric brake control unit. Excessive current can increase the risk of fire. So there you go. Vehicles do not have the company's smart cruise control system. Owners might be alerted to the issue by the dashboard warning light. Also might smell some odor burning or melting inside your engine. Owners will get notification in April, this coming April. Dealers will replace the fuses and electrical junction box to prevent the fire. So if you have one, they're saying don't do anything yet, but if you have to park it somewhere, park it outside away from anything of valuable. I wouldn't drive it around. I wouldn't. What if you stopped and it catches on fire while you're driving around? How about that? All right, we'll take it. Now, driving around, if you got to park your Kia off to the side somewhere, you might have to take an Uber. In this article right here, note to drivers who attack the Uber driver, we're banning you too. This is from Lyft. So these riders attacked a Uber driver because they were not wearing a mask. And the guy's like, hey, man, you got to wear a mask on my car, state law or state mandate and all that stuff. And the girls, there's 3 girls in the car, in the back of the car. And the guy up front, he's got his mask on. The other 2 girls are kind of like head down. And if you haven't heard what happened, here's the audio from it. And if you want to see this, you can go to ProfitRadio.com, click on DeaconLIve. You can see the video in real time as it's happening. So here you go. This is the actual video of what happened in that Uber guy's car. It's going to play an ad. Watch. Yep.
I've been playing this all night.
I've been planning this all night.
This is my weapon.
These are mine.
I live on candy.
Yeah? Me too. Candy bacon.
Hold on. Are you putting brown sugar on bacon? Mom, I'm gonna get some bacon.
Joke on it.
So here's the video.
No, fuck the mess. Fuck the mess. And I got corona. Yeah, what's up? Fuck you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
So she grabs his phone. She grabs this, and I guess he's got a little separate camera and stuff. So they're saying in the back seat, I got corona. I'm coughing on you. I'm coughing on you. So she's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Now here's the thing. I thought people were getting arrested for going in the grocery stores when this all first started happening, saying, I got corona, and started coughing on like fruits and vegetables. They were getting arrested or detained or kicked out or one of the things. These 3 girls are saying that I got corona. I guess he tried to get them out at the gas station prior when he was filling up, saying, put your mask on, put your mask on. They said, all right, we'll put our mask on. Then they drove down the road a little bit more, took the mask off, and as soon as they took the mask off, he pulled over on the side of the road and said, hey, put your mask back on.
You don't touch my property.
You don't touch my property. And they're like, all right, and they're all sitting in the back seat.
You don't buy it. I bought it. I worked hard for it.
I worked hard for it, and he did. He that's what he's doing. He's an Uber driver, and he's trying to work hard for his money.
In the middle of nowhere. So what's that?
And it's the middle of the day, so I don't know. And look, his mask is now broken. So this is the middle of the day. The sun's still up. I don't know if they're loaded or coming back from something. But here's the thing. So Uber banned these girls right here, and Lyft already stepped up and said, hey, look, although this incident did not involve the Lyft platform, this is unacceptable treatment for the driver in this video, compelled to us and permanently remove this rider from our Lyft community as well. Driving in a pandemic is not easy. Please wear a mask, respect one another, and be a good person. So the woman in the Bay Area attacked the Uber driver in a dispute over a mask policy that was last week. Quickly escalated when she coughed on the Uber driver and ripped off his mask. Cops say that the woman and her 2 friends attacked the Uber driver with what they believe was pepper spray. Of course, Uber has banned the rider, pick one. Shortly after the ban, she posted this video, get ready for this one, and she apologized for pretending to have COVID-19 during the incident. No. You don't get to apologize for that. You don't get to apologize for that. And here's her apology of what she said. And tell me, I would ban her from just everything altogether. Here you go.
My boyfriend taught me. He taught me.
Okay, so there you go. First words out of her mouth was, my boyfriend taught me. Okay, is that your only parental advisory? Is your boyfriend? So here you go.
Don't let nobody play with you. Smack the fuck out them. That's what I was taught. So he taught me, don't let nobody play with you. Smack the fuck out them. That's what I was taught. So if y'all boyfriends told y'all to let this Uber let y'all get out the car and get robbed or whatever the fuck would have happened, Now that's on y'all.
Now she's laughing about it. She sounds, I don't want to say she sounds ignorant. She probably has a PhD in something. She probably has a high holding ranking job somewhere, wherever she works at. But when you say stuff like that,
and he lucky as hell I ain't have nothing on me on mamas, because if he would have played with me, bruh, it would have been a whole different story. For real, you not about to kick me out on the freeway. Everybody I know, 75% of people I know would have smacked the shit out of him or done some crazy ass.
So 75% of the 4 people that you know, so that's 3 people.
Off the wall shit. All I did was take his mask off and cough a little bit. But I ain't even have corona, so at the end of the day. Okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was disrespectful as fuck. I'm dead ass wrong for that, but it could have been avoided. Period, point blank. It could have been avoided. You could have just waited and made sure we was safe. If you would have made sure, pass this fucking stupid ass Uber, bruh, on mamas. That's why I take Lyft.
Yeah, and then come to find out, Lyft banned her too. Well, either way, you want to play stupid and be stupid, you're going to get stupid. And that's what happened with her. Oh, I feel bad for the guy. He was just trying to do his thing. All right, well, there you go. Jackass. All right, when we come back, we'll dive into a couple other things that might make you a little bit happier. I promise it'll be happier. There's one thing that showed up that made me very happy, and I'll get into that too as well. You're listening to DeaconLIve right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to DeaconLIve. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the social contacts, and you can find all the links that links us to you and you to us as well. Get some free swag while you're there. Fill out the email address. Pick out whatever swag you want there. It's all free. We'll send it right to your address at home. Wherever you are. Overseas, guys, you know what? It might take a day or two to get over there, so I apologize for all the overseas guys. But here in North Carolina, because we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville, population 2,500, maybe 2,600 by the time this podcast ends or airs. But it's a very, very small community in a very, very large rural town. Now, the weather's been great, and here's something right now. New York sees an influx of people flocking to the city parks as the temperatures hit 46. I have dyslexia. 64 degrees. Spring has appeared and sprung early here in the Big Apple. A few days for at least. Sun-loving New Yorkers took advantage of the unseasonable 60-plus degrees this past week. Warmest day of 2021 so far. So they went out there and enjoyed the city parks. Oh my God, I've been waiting for this day as long as I can think. I want to get outside, breathe some air. Tired of the ice cold weather, Olivia Davis, 22 of Harlem, said as she sits in Central Park. The cold weather, they get cold up there. They really do get cold up there, which my mom, that's the reason why I live in Florida. My mom, as a young teenager, lived in New York. Where'd she live? Outside of Buffalo, in Albany, New York. Lived up there. My grandfather was deathly sick. Couldn't do the cold weathers anymore. And my mom at 14 years old, back then, could drive. You're allowed to drive at 14 years old. Drove all the way down from New York all the way down to Orlando, and that's where they lived. That's where I popped out at. Now, this gentleman right here, speaking of cold weather, a man fell through the ice in Somersworth, which is in New Hampshire, I believe, and was rescued thanks to his Apple Watch. Stories of the Apple Watch has been changing people's lives are becoming more and more frequent now. Those that use cocaine know when to take a next hit of cocaine based on the heart monitor on their smartwatch. Believe me, look the story up. It's out there. But this gentleman right here, the smartwatch saved his life in Somersworth, New Hampshire. William Rogers, preferred name, Bill, fell through the ice on this past Sunday, and things might have been even worse if he didn't have his Apple Watch on. Rogers has been teaching ice skating his whole entire life, but that didn't stop him from falling through falling through the ice at Salmon Falls River over in Somersworth when the ice broke. The ice skater teacher was in the water for several minutes without being able to get out of the hole, and also was trying not to panic at the same time. He described his feeling as sinking and freezing in the water was horrible. Even though Rogers could not reach his phone, he remembered he was wearing his Apple Watch. He quickly asked his Apple Watch to call 911, which definitely helped save his life that day. I told him, Rogers says, I probably have about 10 more minutes before I go unconscious. Rogers said, because he knew, ice skating and stuff. It took the firefighters about 5 minutes to get there. The Apple Watch has a feature called Emergency SOS, which automatically calls local emergency services when a user asks Siri, oh God, turn your phones down. When a user asks Siri for 911 emergency, it also watches and detects a sudden fall. All right, there you go. So some of the features are enabled on the iPhone, which you have to go to the how-to guide. But yeah, his Apple Watch called 911. Saved his life. Fell right through the water. And ice cold water, you only got a little bit of time before you're a popsicle. So something that was on Taco Bell's menu for a limited time, and people loved it. They loved it. They flocked to it. They said, we want more, we want more, we want more. 5 years ago, has taken this item off their menu. They said, no, unfortunately, we can't do it anymore. It's not up to us, not up to me, the stores. But right now, cheese connoisseurs, it's time to celebrate. Taco Bell is bringing back its Quesalupa after a 5-year hiatus. The Quesalupa quickly became a fan favorite when it debuted in 2016, combining the cheesy traits of a quesadilla with a crispy chalupa shell to create a double-layered filled seasoned beef, lettuce, cheddar cheese, diced tomatoes, and a dollop of sour cream. Vegetarians can always substitute the beef with black beans. $2.99. The item will relaunch nationwide this Thursday and will be available for a limited time, of course, as a combination meal which includes a chalupa. I can't even say it now. Quesalupa, two crunchy tacos, and a large drink. Cost $6.99. So there you go. The Quesalupa. That's it. Quesalupa. Taco Bell describes this new itinerary as an epically cheesy experience with 50% more cheese. Oh my God, they're going to throw more cheese on it. And melty pepper jack and mozzarella on there as well, compared to its predecessor. They're going to add a little bit more cheese on there. Some locations in Knoxville and Tennessee are already serving it now. So there you go. They're bringing back the Quesalupa. We made quesadillas here at the house. The other night we did them in the Instant Pot. Did the chicken up in the Instant Pot. We had some tortillas, threw them in a cast iron skillet. Cheese, tortilla, chicken, cheese, tomatoes, onions, peppers, and another quesadilla or another tortilla, and then flipped it over. And then we didn't have a maker. You know, the quesadilla maker where you press it down. It's like a George Foreman. They got them out there. They're kind of cool. So those of you big fans of that. Now, for those of you who are fans of tequila, and aren't we all, when everything starts opening back up, now's your chance to travel through Mexico on an all-you-can-drink tequila train. Bottoms up, the Jose Cuervo Express is back on track with 2021 tickets now on sale. Daydreaming about your first post-lockdown vacation? Well, guess what? If it's sunny, tequila-soaked romp If a sunny tequila-soaked romp is what you're after, set your sights on the Jose Cuervo Express, an all-you-can-drink tequila train that winds through the Mexican countryside. It's about an 11-hour journey between Guadalajara, Tequila, and Jalisco? I don't know how to pronounce that. Never learned to read. After temporary pausing last year, The train roared back to life on December 2020 for 4 boozy experiences to choose from. The newest of the bunch is the Elite Wagon. It is equipped with soft, comfy couches for you to pass out on, massive windows for sightseeing, and a dedicated open bar, where socially distanced guests are treated to a menu of tequila cocktails. Along the way, passengers can also participate in educational, expertly led tasting of Jose Cuervo premium products. But don't worry, they'll have like food and snacks and stuff. Now, all in, you can upgrade all this for $166 per person. This is an 11-hour trip. All the trains depart on Saturdays every 2 weeks. Looking for something a little bit more affordable, they have the Express Wagon. It's basically $116, all the same experience, but you don't have like the snooty guy up front saying, giving you the taste test and explaining all that stuff. Due to the government restrictions, Jose Cuervo Express is operating at a reduced capacity to keep passengers and staff safe on their journey between Guadalajara and also Tequila is, I guess, a town's name. I never knew that. Well, it's kind of interesting. I guess that's where it came from. With the bookings currently available through the end of the year, there are still plenty of seats available on what must be the world's booziest train, all aboard. So there you go. There, if you want to take a little time and you're down there close to the border, if you can get over the wall, jump on the Jose Cuervo train. All right, we'll come back. I did this just personally for me. This is my very own little moment of zen, and I'll get into that here when we come back, and I'll wrap up the show and let you guys get back to what you got to do. My name is The Deacon. Stick around. I'll be right back. Welcome back to DeaconLIve. Make sure you follow us on all our social contacts, and the way you do that is to go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the social contacts, and while you're there, at the very bottom right-hand side of the page, you'll see a little button that says Be Heard. Click on the Be Heard section. You can leave us a voicemail, leave a message, talk about any podcast. You have questions for me, answers for me, anything that makes you upset or kind of struck a chord with you, by all means, send it to me. It comes right here to my inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. I promise. I don't edit them. I don't do anything. I just play them. Now, for all you out there that have inspiring directors, movie directors, commercial directors, whatever the case may be, drones themselves have done so much for the movie industry as far as getting these great grandioso shots that would have cost hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s to get the helicopter to go around and try not to get the helicopter shadow and the actual big long shot and stuff. So drones themselves have worked their way into the movie industry, and what they do is phenomenal. Now, this guy right here, you want to talk about phenomenal. I have a drone. I can't get the thing to stay up in the air. It wants to go up with the camera, and then it goes and it kind of tapers off and lands over in another field, another property over. I want to get a nice shot above the farm here. Now, this guy right here films a whole entire bowling alley with a drone. Now, I know that sounds like, oh my God, that's kind of dumb. Filmmaker and expert drone pilot Jay Christensen of Minnesota-based Raleigh Studios takes his drone all the way from the outside of a bowling alley. Now, this is a bowling alley. It's got probably 12 lanes, and it's a movie theater split all together. So he takes the drone. Where's this at? This is the Brant Lake Bowl and Theater in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This was all shot in first-person view. So if you're watching the video here, I'll play it, and you can listen to him. He takes this drone, comes all the way from outside, like in the city, through the front doors, past the bar, into the bowling alley, around the bowling alley, in record time. There's no editing. It's one shot. Then he flies the thing up and goes behind where the pins get racked, comes out where, like, if you were to walk out behind the, hey, I need what do they call it, a 1042? I need a 1042 reset pins on lane 3. And you see the guy come out from the side wall. He's got a little door there. The drone comes out that little side wall door and flies into the theater and goes all the way around. Check this out. He comes flying in and doesn't hit a thing. Through the front door. Oh, hold on. Through the front door.
Nice, dude. Was that a turkey?
Doing a couple circles. Behind where the pins get reset. Back out the side door. Some guy's shining his balls. Takes one more lap around the lanes.
Just fold it over and stay. It's not easy. Yeah. All right, guys.
Someone keeping score right over their head.
Marketing, dude.
This is bowling. There are rules. I'm not counting.
But it's impressive. It's one shot. It's a minute and 30-second video, and he flies up by the bar and behind the bar. But it's amazing what these cameras on these drones can do. And I'll post that video up on the. Let me write that down so I can post video, so you guys can see that as well. We also have a section called Shared On, and some of the stories, some of the topics we have. If you don't want to sit there and look through the whole video, the important, like, kind of cool stuff, I'll put on a little Shared On section over there on DeaconLIve or on Prophet Radio. All right. I'm doing this strictly for me. This is only for me. So I was not a fan of this game. Not that I wasn't a fan, but I didn't know about the game. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, I guess, was a popular game in Nintendo or the video game universe. I never played it. I got it. It's kind of like that. What is it? Street Fighter. It's the, you're moving to the left or moving to the right type thing. Well, they're releasing a updated version for all you retroactive people that like old retroactive games. They're releasing it for Nintendo Switch, and I think what else has Nintendo got? Anyways, it's coming out here soon. Dates have not been revealed yet, but that's not the cool part. The cool part is the guy who's singing the actual new theme song. So I'm gonna play this and let you guys listen to it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in the hot shell.
So that was the chorus. Here's the actual guy. Good friends of mine too. So I was shocked when I heard that he's singing this song. So there's probably a small group of people who know who this is. But I just thought it was kind of cool. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him since I was like 18 years old. We don't talk as much anymore. He's kind of out of my scene, and I don't rotate in his scene. It's this guy right here, and you might know him from this song. Yep, 1990s, Mike Patton from the group Faith No More is singing the new theme song to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trailer, and that was him. He posted that the other day. I was like, oh, good for you, Mike. How you doing? He's like, and of course, I didn't get a hold of him. Oh, see you later. Say hi to Wayne Brady for me. All right, on that note, I'll let you guys get back to what you got to do. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for downloading us, listening to us, sharing us, and doing all the stuff that links us together, connects us together, and connects you to us as well. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks. And my name is the Deacon, saying goodnight. And good night.
Oh no. Wait, come back.
The absolute end.
Écoutez-moi.
Myself, no one else around. Talking to myself. A little long. 3:40. Bum, 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 bum.